Hi, I'm Tony Grossman, and I'm the president of the Florida Tree Farm program. Managing a forest involves much more than planting and growing trees. In addition to thousands of products from lumber to food flavorings, we rely on our forests to produce wildlife, fresh air, recreation opportunities, and clean, abundant water. Ben and Luann Williams' Wetland Preserve has become an outstanding example of sustainable management of these forest resources. Like other tree farmers, Ben and Luann have a deep-rooted connection to their land that drives them to be good stewards. The Florida Tree Farm program is proud to be a partner in their stewardship. The Florida Tree Farm program is honored to recognize Ben and Luann Williams of Wetland Preserve as the 2021 John Gould Outstanding Tree Farm of the Year. Congratulations, Ben and Luann.
Thank you, Tony. We are extremely honored and grateful to receive this award. We feel like we are simply the stewards of this land while we are here, and the award sort of gives us the acknowledgement that the work we're doing is good, and it verifies that everything we've done thus far has been worth the effort.
In 2008, after being in the seafood business for 30 years, and we'd commercial fished, we'd actually owned a shrimp boat for a while, and we'd hunted all our lives, and we'd always wanted land, and we bought the first 3,200 acres at that point. I wish I could tell you we had a really good plan, other than we had done the back of the envelope math. The plan changed as we found out how many more things there were that we could do, how many more options that there were. Having come from the commercial fishing industry, we knew the tie-in between preserving upland habitat and the value of upland habitat being in good condition to water quality, and that flows downhill, and that is economic value to the state of Florida. Initially
had visions of planting a lot more longleaf than we were actually able to plant. We had to come to terms with the fact that all of our land wasn't the right soil.
Leonard Wood, who was our forester, he showed us how to do a better job on some of the areas that we have subsequently planted. But with Leonard's help, paying attention to the county forester and seeing some of the outreach events we went to, we saw ways that we could do it, and it's worked.
The streams and the creeks that ultimately feed into Rice Creek and the St. John's serve a purpose that if this land eventually were developed, or some parts of it that we've put in the conservation easement were allowed to be harvested, it would be a detriment to the protection that it provides for the water.
When the county forester mentioned the American Tree Farm System and started to explain it to us and suggested that we look into it, as soon as we looked into it, we saw that it hit all of these values that we'd already found were important, and we just had to step up to the standards. And it protected the wildlife, it's protected the water, protected the economic value of the resource. I mean, it was all there. If we can make an income, positively affect wildlife, positively affect native plants and pollinators and all those other things, we try to fold all that in, and that's caused us to focus on long rotation stand management. We use those stands when we do outreach, and the outreach portion of it is very important to us because we need prescribed burning here in the state of Florida, and it gives us an opportunity to explain how important that is to the resource. To get them to understand that, you have to get them out here, to ride them around and talk about forestry and talk about prescribed burning, and invariably there's a section in there about conservation easements, and we get to talk about best management practices for forestry.
We've put a lot of work into it, and we love this land, and we would like to be sure when we're not here any longer that in some way it stays as we have left it for future generations.